Today we're going to study measures of central tendency and range. The difference now versus when you've had this in earlier math classes is now we're going to have some more complicated problems, and we're going to find out which one is most appropriate to use in certain situations. The mean, also called the arithmetic average, is the sum of the values in the data set. The mean is the most appropriate to use when there are no extreme values in the data, because if there are extreme values, it'll move the average. Like if we had a couple low ones, it'll move the average away from what should be the center to a lower value. The mean may or may not be a number in the data set. The median is the middle value in the data when the data are arranged in numerical order. So either smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest. And then we can find that middle number. The median is the most appropriate measure to use when there are extreme values in the data, because the middle is still the middle no matter how high or low the numbers are, because it's determined by how many numbers there are in the data set. If there are an even number of data, then we find the average of the two middle ones. So take them, add them together, and divide by 2. The mode. Does anybody know what mode is? It's a French word, what it means? A la mode, yeah, that's pie with ice cream, right? Yeah, it actually means fashion. So a la mode would be in fashion. So mode is just what's popular, fashionable. That's what the French translation is. Okay, the mode in math is the number that occurs most often in a data set. A set of data may have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode at all. If none of the numbers repeat, we don't have a mode. Use the mode to describe the most characteristic value of the set. That's what it's used for. Well, this number occurs most often, so this is the value that is most characteristic. The mode is an actual number in the data set. You know, the mean and the median, they may be values in the data set, but they also may not. Mean, median, and mode are called measures of central tendency because they each represent a central or middle value of the data set. They do it in different ways, but they all do represent a central or middle value. And what we'll find today is sometimes they'll be the same number, but they usually will be pretty close, unless there are some very extreme values. These measures of central tendency are used in lots of different situations. First, we'll just practice. All right, we're going to find the mean, median, and mode. First thing I like to do is to find the mode, because it's the easiest thing to pick out. What is the mode for this data set? 2. It's the one that occurs most often. What's the median? How'd you get that? Yeah, just 4. It's right in the middle. 1, 2 on this side, 1, 2 on this side, 4 is right in the middle. All right, and the mean, how would I find that? Yep. Nope. 2 plus 4 plus 10 plus 12 divided by 2, 4, 5. That's 30 divided by 5, just 6. Now, when you do this on your calculator, here's where, if you make a mistake, here's where it will be. You will do 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 10 plus 12 divided by 5. Sound right? You got to hit equals first. That's right. Otherwise, the calculator, if you don't hit equals first, here's what the calculator does. It does 12 divided by 5, and then it adds all those things. Because it doesn't know you want all of them added together first. It does order of operations based on what you've input. So after you're done adding, hit equals, and then divide it by the number. All right. All right, for this data set, what's the mode? That's right, 6. What's the median? It's also 6. What's the average? Well, 2 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 10 divided by 5 is also 6. So they're all 3 6. They could be the same number. They will usually be relatively close, unless, well. Funny how that works, huh? But that's the way it works sometimes. The next one, the range. It's the range. It's the range of the numbers. It's the difference between the greatest and least values in the data set. Any questions? Great. I know you've all seen this before. It is the biggest number minus the smallest number. Now I know you can all subtract because I've seen that you know how to spend money. Some of you better than others, I'm sure. Tell her later. Tell her later why I'm looking at you two. You're good at it? I'm implying that. Are you? Yeah. Okay, I figured. Oh, really? Yeah, I can believe that. The annual tuition fees at 6 colleges are $12,500, $14,300, $13,750, $12,400, $13,680, and $15,420. Determine the measures of central tendency and the range. All right. When I ask for the measures of central tendency, how many numbers am I asking you to find? 3. And then the range would be the 4th one, right? So I need to find the mean, median, and mode, and then the range. In order to find that, what do I need to do with my numbers first? Put them in order. Good. Smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest. We'll start with the smallest. 12,400. Then 12,500. Then 13,680 and 13,750. 14,300 and 15,420. All right. What's the mode? To do the mode, you never need a calculator. Yeah. There isn't one, right? None. No, there is no number that repeats. There is no mode. How about the median? What number's right in the middle? Well, look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So it's an even number. So I take those two and add them and divide by 2. And I get 13,715. Right? Now the mean, I got to take all of these numbers, add them up, and divide by 6. Okay. And that gives me 13,675. Thank you, John. What's the range? Well, 15,420 minus 12,400. 3,020. So the range is 3,020. Right, so now we know all of our statistics, right? We've done what would be a statistical analysis. Which measure of central tendency is the best indicator of the typical annual tuition fee for these colleges? This is what we're doing now. This is what separates us now from what you did in 8th or 9th grade. Which one of those would be best? Mean, median, or mode, and why? Mean? He's correct. It's the average. Why would the mean be the correct measure? Why not median? Very good. There are no extreme values in our data set. They're all relatively close to one another. If one of the numbers, if this would have been, 25,420, then what would have been the most appropriate? Median, because we would have had an extreme value there. No. Now this you can use now. You can use it this week to figure out what grade you need to get in order to get the grade you want in this class on your last mid-chapter quiz. What? Adam has scores of 78, 99, 78, 85, and 95 on his math test this grading period. He needs an average of at least 85 to receive a B in math class. He has one more test. What is the minimum score he can get to earn a B for the grading period if all the tests are of equal value? Well, we need to find average, correct? How many numbers am I going to be averaging? Still taking one more test, right? 6 is 5, plus he's taking one more. What is the average going to be when I'm done? What does he want? 85. What numbers do I need to put across the top there? 78 plus 99 plus 78 plus 85 plus 95 plus nope plus question mark. What would we call that in this level?
X.
Very good. Plus X. The unknown number. X. Is that what they call it in Gerard? Okay. I translated for you then. Okay. All right, how would I solve this? This is an equation with one unknown. We've been doing this since September. It is now May. What's that? What am I going to do with all these numbers? Let's add them up. All right, 78 plus 99 plus 78 plus 85 plus 95. Thank you. So this is 435 plus X. Okay, so we can ignore this now. Now what do I do to solve for X? Opposite. This is dividing by 6. Multiply by 6. So we multiply both sides by 6. Got to get rid of the denominator first so I can get to the 435 and X. So 435 plus X equals 480 and 30, 510. Now what? Subtract 435. Good. X equals 75. So Adam has to get 75. And you could do this. We used to do this in our college math, or I did, in my college math classes to make sure what I needed to get on my tests to keep my grades a certain level. 12 and 13, 1 to 18.